even waiting. I think I'm ready. Is everybody ready to hear a lot of incessant clicks? Hello. Hello. How's it going? Your music is super loud compared to your voice, Bad Jack. So take that. It's fine now because it's non-existent. Yeah, I usually don't talk during the intro unless I'm really messing up. What is this? Hey, new like from El Hussein. Nice to meet you. I'm going to switch over to multi-stream so I can actually see what everyone is saying and doing, because I always forget to do that. Hi. It's been a hell of a day, and it's been a hell of a week. Sorry to start so late. Approximately 2 days and 30 minutes late. We were just super busy on Tuesday, and I wasn't watching the time. Our old car was on its last legs, so I had to get that traded in, and the process took a lot longer than usual. So that's why I wasn't here on Tuesday. Even though I have the week off from work today and next week, which is nice, we've been extremely busy and haven't had a lot of time to hang out or work on projects or clean or anything like that. I guess I'm so fat you can't see behind me that everything is dirty. So, Bad Jack says, did you get a shaggin' wagon or mom-mobile? Why not both? It depends on what you're into, I suppose, but you could certainly double it up. I'd say both. Sure. Yeah, we're back rocking the minivan world. I don't know if you'd really say minivan. It's fairly large. It fits my fat ass way better, and I think it'll be great for road trips. We were planning on doing a road trip coming up to see family back in Kansas, and we figured, number one, it would be nicer to have a bigger vehicle. Number two, since the other one is dying and has no heater, and we were planning on doing this when it was still cold out, we probably had to get that working. Yes, a maxi van. I like that. Yeah, so it's been crazy. Been having to deal with a lot of bills and bullshit. Today's a prime example. Let's see, what month is this? This is November. We're in the middle of November, and the kid's dentist just now decides to tell us that they're not in network anymore. So that was cool. Billing has been really strange with them, and we've been having to jump through a lot of weird hoops and get people to pay things, and now it all makes sense because they haven't been in network like they used to be for this entire year up until now. So found out we wasted a lot of extra money and stuff like that. So that's fun. I guess I'll be looking for a new one. That's just a small example of things that have been going on. I'll leave all the personal stuff out. Let's just say it has been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a couple months. And of course this is coming off of 2 years of pandemic. So what can you expect? I didn't really have anything planned for the last stream, but I did mention that maybe we could switch it up a little and try something new on the stream. That would be watch as I work in Photoshop, I guess. I am in no means a Photoshop expert. I taught myself starting back in Photoshop 3. What I'm doing right now is, and what I've been doing for forever, are the Policenauts trading cards. Since I have a full set of those, which is mega omega levels rare, I've decided to scan those in and then resell them so that we here at Retro Game Champion can go ahead and afford more rare stuff and keep the process going. So I knew it was going to be an ambitious project. I did not realize it was going to be this ambitious. I have been having to seriously fight burnout on this one project, because I love to work on multiple things at once, and concentrating on only one thing for long periods of time kills me. And there are so many cards in this set, and each one of them is double-sided. And I am going in, I guess you'll see the process today, but it's not as simple as scanning it in and saving it and being done with it, because I love to zoom in on them and edit out all of the dust and fingerprints and hairs and other gross, grimy guts that are in there, and just make them as perfect as possible, because, I mean, the whole project is about preservation. So even though it takes absolutely forever, I think the work needs to be done. I just can't wait to be done with these, because I want to scan other really cool things like the MSX2 games that y'all have enabled me to get to scan. Like we've got SD Snatcher and regular Snatcher over there, just waiting to be done. And I really desperately want to do that. Somebody I know has the Sega CD version of Snatcher and is willing to let me borrow it to scan it, so I want to get that out of the way. But first, we just have to get through these cards. And, you know, let me run some quick math real close. So far, I have done, just making sure here, what is 78 minus... Okay, I'm bad at math. I'm letting it do it for me. I have done 72 cards so far, front and back. So, what's 72 times 2? Is that 144? 144? Is that right? 72 times 2? I've done that many scans and that many touch-ups. And each one of them takes a long time. I've also put together, since if you lay the cards out, some of them make like posters. I've done 6 of those so far, lining them up as best as I can. Of course, due to how trading cards are printed, and there's so many batches, there's pretty much a very, like, it's a negative percentage that you'll ever be able to get cards that line up perfectly with each other, that all match the same print, and that match the same positioning, even rotation. So I've added a little bit of like filler in between them, and they look good. They just have some black lines on them. I'm okay with this. The rest of the cards, of course, are fantastic. They're coming out really good. So I can't wait to be done with this. I don't know about the math of how many I have left. You know what? I can find out real quick. Hold on. 9. Okay, so that's 1, 2. No, these are halves. Okay, hold on. Yes. Can I do that? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times. Okay. Yeah, there's 10 of those. 9 per sheet. So I've got, I don't have 90 left. I'm not going to do the math anymore. I know I have the majority of done already, so there's no way I have 90 left when I've already done 72. Let's just pretend I didn't try to do math at all. And I will tell you that I am getting pretty dang close to finishing these. So right now I'm in the rare section. So I've went through all of the commons and I'm doing the rares right now, which is nice because they're not monotonous. They're a different looking picture each time. I just noticed that chat isn't working. Yeah, I just noticed that the chat has decided not to load. Yeah, no ramblings. Can I refresh the cache? Can we come back? I don't know why chat isn't working. I'm going to go ahead and switch the screen, and we'll see if it's working there. Okay, well, I don't have... Okay, I'm going to blow your mind here real quick. Into the infinite! Into the infinite! Huh. Well, that's interesting. I have no idea why chat isn't working today. I guess that's just another thing that we'll add to the pile. All right. So let me know if you can see everything okay. Hackers. Yeah, damn hackers. It does look like the, whatever the hell this thing is called over here is working okay. The event list? Sure. Just no chat today. Hopefully I'll figure that out. That is one of the hardest things to set up in OBS. I'm sorry, Streamlabs. It's one of the hardest things to set up in Streamlabs. Definitely hard to do it in OBS. But it has been a little bit easier. So yeah, just to give you an idea, I could bring this over here. I've never shared this screen before, at least not intentionally, so let me know if it's looking okay or if I've exposed anybody's credit card information. So here are all of the cards that I've done so far, fronts and backs, side by side. And you'll see that here in this section, all the cards pretty much look the same. And that's where I got severe burnout, was about right there. And I haven't been able to pick up since. So what I did instead, for my own mental health, is I switched to doing audio projects, which is a totally different thing. And that has kept me happy. So I'm sorry these haven't been completed yet. And I'm sorry I haven't been testing out any game stuff. In the meantime, I put all that on pause, but I'm really hoping to get these done now. So yeah, these 72 times 2. Okay, now that makes sense. All right. So 144. I've done 144 and I got about 90 left. That sounds right. That sounds right. I don't fucking know. On the previews, see, I just tossed them all together. I'm gonna have to bring these over. So these are just nice little sheets. You can see some of them line up. Here's a good example of the posters. Like I said, you got that black line there. Nothing's gonna be perfect, so I didn't want to try to. It actually looks worse if you put them next to each other, rather than looking through this window, I guess. Oh, I didn't realize that I had put together comparisons, so I might as well do that too. Opening. So here is an idea of the kind of quality that we're getting out of this. Maybe side by side is good. Sure. So as you can see, here is just the scan as I put it in. This is with no retouching whatsoever. A little bit dark of an image. Nothing corrected whatsoever from using my XP410 printer scanner that I got on clearance for like 30 bucks. This is what we're working with. You'll see that there's, of course, some dust. There's some dirt. There's some, I want to hope that they're beard hairs. I don't know. They're really tiny. And everything like that. And then over here on the right side is after I was done with it. You'll see that there's nothing in the background, pure white, just as if it had left the artist table. I don't know. Fixed the contrast and everything to look more like the cards. So this is the difference, and this is why it's taking me so long. Because I'm not applying filters or anything like that because I don't trust them and they make things blurry. I'm going in, and in this case, I edited out each individual one of these specs. Hey, JMac is here and viewing. And of course, Bad Jack brings up that they're pubes. I really hope not. Look, I bought these from a Japanese collector. So if they were pubes, they would be blocked out, right? So that's it. So yeah, edited all these out by hand. That's what's taking so long. And this isn't even a card. This is a section of a card. I don't know. Where was the... Of course, that's in the way. I wonder if I could just quickly find what... Yep, I can find what card that is. Here, let me pop it up. So this was just a section of a card. I'll zoom in. The quality is going to be horrible because this isn't the full-size image. Why am I even doing this? If I'm going to show you, I should just show you the full-sized image. Scroll. Okay. So, again, this is an example of a bit how crazy it is. That's just this section right here. The whole card is this large. So I ended up doing this whole entire thing, and that took quite a while. So that's the process. That's what we're going through. That's why it's taking so long. I guess that you can watch now as I do the thing. I haven't done this in a couple weeks, so I might be a little rusty, but I'll show you around what I'm doing. J-Mac says looking good, man, and I hope he's talking about me, because I've been okay shaving lately. Not saying anything about what Batjack was saying, but hey Ray, how's it going? Good to see you. I'm glad you guys are coming in now after my sob story earlier. Never rewind. Ah, talking about me and my handiwork. So now you're saying I'm ugly? Is that it? Ray says, every time I misread Policenauts as Psychonauts, I get disappointed. I would say the exact opposite. I did enjoy Psychonauts, don't get me wrong. Okay, I have... this is super chill today. I got the window open. Oh, see? Now you can see how messy it is in here. I hide it well. I have the window open because it's nice and brisk outside in Texas for a change. I got no headphones on. It's just you, me, and the shop. Okay, so it'd be awkward if I just talk this entire time. It'll also be awkward if it's complete silence while I'm doing this, aside from the incessant amount of clicking I'm about to put you through. So if you have any questions, either about this project, any preservation whatsoever, retro games, anything in life, shoot me a question in the chat, and I will answer it. Let's get some banter going. Any of y'all that usually lurk in the back, feel free to introduce yourselves. We're 2 days off of the normal schedule and a little bit late, so I don't expect too many people to come by. But I am happy that y'all... Bad Jack's already asking where babies came from again. That's great. So before we start, this is card number... What is this? What is this number? I don't actually know which card number this is. You know, I should open the window where I have all the files, though, so I'm ready. That would be a good idea. Okay. So, I believe this is card number... Was this the last one I did? 72? Yes. Okay. I had just done these, card number 72, so this is going to be 73. Again, the first side. 73 times 2 is how many we're doing so far. And this is a great one to come in on, not only because it's in the rare set, which has different looking cards, each card, and there's not a lot that are the same. But I have also done about half of this one already. So you can see here in a second when I scroll down, you'll be able to see the difference in the cleanness that's going on right now versus what we're about to do. Ray says, Photoshop ASMR. Oh, you're going to hear it. Voice and clicks, baby. Ray says, they got a new job. What did you do? What I mean, not what did you do? What are you doing now? If you don't mind sharing. Step 1 today is going to be wiping down the monitor, by the way. I use these CareCheck Lens Tech wipes. They are on Amazon for like $3 for 4 quadrillion of them. Highly recommend it. So since I'm working with a lot of dust and scratches and even misprints, if there are printing problems, I can usually spot those out and edit those out as well. I want to have this monitor just as clear as possible. Kind of like a false positive thing. I don't want to see a speck and try to erase it and find out it's my monitor and do that about 100 times. Let's avoid doing that today. So I'm going to give this a good wiping down, get rid of all these lovely sneezes and what else happens on this monitor. Oh my god, I was trying to check and see what Ray said the new job was, and my eyes just circled in on cigarette burns and protein stains. Because I had lost track of where my eyes were, and I was like, that's a weird job, but someone's got to do it. Tech support, but a new company. All right. Well, that's good to hear. Job market right now is really strange. I hope it's remote, because I think all tech support pretty much should be, and they're behind the times if they're not. And they're wasting money on infrastructure and buildings. Remote, good. Very good. Your company is smart. I love working from home. I love that this is my office. Wouldn't change it. Love seeing the family. Love not having to drive an hour there and back, or in the last job, leaving very early, like 1:30 in the morning, and witnessing fights and other absolutely horrible things on the way home. No clue how else you do laundry. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah. So I'm ready. I've got a crystal clear monitor. It is super bright, and we're ready to start. So here's how I've been doing this. Number one, I'll scan it in. I scan in 9 at a time, just like they would be on a sheet, so I can keep track of them. I take the background out of the scan. I usually put some black, what is it? Construction paper. I'll put a stack of black construction paper. I've taped that to the lid of my scanner. That way you don't see through a lot of things. Like if you have stuff you're scanning that's white, you'll often, like when you scan it, it's a bright light so you can see the text and other things like through the background, and that's no bueno. So I have to edit out all of the background between the cards. Once I do that, I do a little color correction to make sure that they're all matching each other as good as possible. And then I will crop them out individually and save them as individual files. I've already done that for the next 9 cards, 18 sides. So at this point, I'm just opening them up individually, editing out all the crap. I think I've got them all sized and cropped correctly already, so we won't have to do any of that. So now we're just at the part where I edit the stuff and save them. After doing this whole set of 9 cards or 18 sides, I would then put them left and right, the front and the back of the cards, and save them. So that's what we're going to be doing. I already see a spot that I missed. This is another thing too. Once everything is done, I'll come back and make sure that I haven't missed anything. Just give it a second eye, because there's no way that you see everything the first time. Either that or I've got bad eyes. I'm not sure. Ray asks if I have a fancy monitor to make sure I have the most accurate color possible. I do have some pretty decent monitors. Let's find out what they are, though, because I'm not 100% positive. Yeah, they're the LG Ultrafine. These are these the 4K? I'm not sure. I thank my work for getting all of this for me. It really helps. Otherwise, I would never be able to afford any of this stuff. But yeah, these I've got 2 of the LG Ultrafines, 4K, I believe. So it's pretty nice. Aside from color matching, yep, I'm on a MacBook Pro, 2018. Is it 2018? 2018 model, 2019 model, 2019 model, and Big Sur, which sucks. So yeah, the monitors are great. I still have to eyeball a lot of stuff, and of course, I realize that being a print nerd, that no color can be the same between eyeballs and monitors and all that. But trying my darndest to get in the middle. So, but yeah, I mean, at the quality I'm doing these and the size that I'm saving them, if anyone disagrees that they're the best versions, they can open them up and fix them up if they want to. So, yeah. Ray says, I feel like the native MacBook Pro monitor is pretty damn good for what it is. It absolutely is. It is super nice to look at. And the resolution from the one on the actual MacBook versus even these 4K monitors, super superior. Just looks great. Okay, so as I said before, I have already done this that's showing on the screen. So with my eyes, I'm going to look here at the bottom of the gun that this is holding, and I'm just going to scroll down until I'm about there. So now I've got a screen full of mostly stuff I haven't seen. So now I'm looking at it, and you can already see, I think you can see my mouse. Here's a dot, there's a dot. Here's, this is a printing defect here. It's a blue line. You can see in the dark parts here, all the dust. There's so much fucking dust on this card. Some of these cards had hardly any dust at all. I'm finding that some of these really have a problem. Here's like a hair here. So I see a whole bunch of junk that I have to clean up on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. What I do is I take the clone stamp tool. I've got it here at a 10 size. And just for you people that are into printing and graphics and all that, what I'm working with is a 600 DPI image. And these cards are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. So figure that out. I'm zoomed in 200%. And I use size 10 for the clone stamp. I do 30% opacity so that I can kind of bring in the fuzziness a little bit and make it not look so obvious that I'm retouching things. You may see that I might leave a little bit of imperfection behind, but I consider that okay. I mean, if you saw this, and if there's anything you can see that's imperfect to your eyes, I congratulate you. Because I've left as much out as I can. Also about 80% flow. Like, I do not want this to be clone A, clone B, because that's really easy to see to the trained eye. And I want them to be as seamless as possible when I make the edits. Ray asks, do you do these scans? Yes, I do them on a shitty old XP 410 printer copier that I got on clearance, but it's a great little scanner. It takes forever to scan, but it gives me a fantastic image. So what I do is, you'll see the crosshairs here. I'll just find a spot. Usually I try to keep it on the same horizontal line. If I'm doing something like this where things are side by side and there's no gradients, I'll just click in an area to sample it and then come over here and I'm just cloning it over, clicking it. All right, that's one dot done. And that's it. So so that I don't miss areas while I'm doing this, I'm just going to do this whole left side to the this mechanical leg here to the right of it, I suppose. This whole left side first, and then I'll come over and I'll do the blue background over here so that I know that all the background is done. And then I'll move to each individual part after that. So like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and get lost in doing this. If you have any questions or any sort of commentary, please do leave it in the chats, and I'll make sure to check it while I work, so we won't make this too boring. Sweet. And oh, and if I miss anything, tell me, would you? My eyes aren't exactly perfect. I don't know if you've noticed this. Otherwise, pretty much all you'll be hearing is my breathing. You know what? Why don't we listen to the Policenauts soundtrack? Let's do that. Da 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 da. Sega Saturn. Because we should have something going on. All right, FN. That would probably be pretty good. Old LA, movement of clouds. Sure, we'll just bring all of this in. This won't be too loud. I'm just going to kind of put it in the backgrounds. You'll hear it on the mic if you hear anything at all. Let me know if I've not thought of something and I'm doing something horrible with the audio right now. Sweet. Clean those fish tanks, Ray. Do it well. You want to talk about a tedious job, cleaning fish tanks. That's one of them. All right, and until anyone has questions or commentary or just wants to say what's up, I'll keep working. Like I said, I've had people tell me that this is crazy and I should just be applying like a anti-noise or scratch filter, but those really leave a lot of imperfect like blurs and stuff like that, and just can't have that. So looks good over here on the left side. At least there was not a lot of marks to clean up. Can y'all hear the music at all? It's sort of loud over here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this side. Also, I apologize for the white flash. I have no idea what the fuck that is. I have tried to search for it on support forums for both Macs and Photoshop, and there's a lot of people where it happens, and there's some people who have suggested how to get rid of it. None of it works. So I have a white border every time I click. It's really annoying in the dark. So we're listening to a mix of Snatcher and Policenauts. And various outside noises. So you might see this as well. You might see me get unhappy with an edit I'm doing if it comes out blurry or doesn't look as good as I expected. I'll go back over it. This is one of those. I thought that looked horrible, so I had to fix it. Okay, you can barely hear the music? Well then, I'm going to turn it up. Of course, it's not facing the mic, so it's going to be a little bit quieter. I just don't dig this section at all. There we go. That looks good. Some things are easy to fix, and other things, depending on the dots where they were printed, just look smeary, and I hate that look. So I'm a little picky, though. Okay, we're looking good in these sections. What I'm not looking forward to is the black on this card, because there is a lot of dust that shows on these black parts over here, and that's going to take the longest time. Not looking forward to it. All right. Now, I'm not sure if you can see at the resolution that you're looking at with it, or especially if you're like on a phone or something. But there's little magenta printing errors. They happen a lot with like cards back in the 90s and early 2000s. And I like to fix those up a lot. It's not always magenta, but in this set, there's a lot. Also, if you tuned into any of the Policenauts streams, we've got Doots going in the music. Okay, I'm not happy with this one at all. I smudged that one up a lot. It depends on the source when you start editing. Whether or not it looks real or not. Let's try that again. Yep, see, that looks way better. You might not notice, but I can definitely see it. That looks way better. Okay. Another thing, you might notice me doing this, like a little Stevie Wonder bob. And that's just because, I don't know, it helps me find dots better that I'm missing, like pieces of dust. And sometimes just looking at your monitor from another angle, you'll see just a little hint of something different. So I kind of edit like a snake, I guess, as I do this. It's not like a nervous tick or anything. Alright, fill in some of this black. Okay, well, the good news here is that I'm about done with the background. And this background was merciful. Didn't have a lot of things I needed to change. Or at least they were easy. Okay, so we got the background done. I'm going to go ahead and save. If you ever worked with Photoshop in your life, you know to save all the time, because anything can happen, even on a Mac. Anything can happen. All right, let's go ahead and get this arm out of the way. I feel like I'm playing Policenauts again. Having a shootout. It's like the shootout music. Okay, this arm's done. Praise be. Okay, I am now... I think to split this up, I'm just going to work on this leg here on my right. I'm going to do the white paneling first, and I'm going to save all the gray and black for after that. Just so I can keep an eye on the different zones, and also so I can put off doing the black parts as long as I can, because they are going to suck. Get rid of this dust. Okay, it's looking good. You know, it's interesting doing streams like this because you do things one way and you don't really think about it until people are watching you do it. And then you feel like maybe you have to explain why you do it that way. And up until that point, you never asked yourself why. Here's an interesting thing. The next time you take a shower, pay attention to what you do. You have a routine that you always follow, and you never think about it. So next time you shower, check out like what you do and see if you're crazy or not. Life hacks. All right. I guess touching things up is one of those shower moments for me. Is that where I'm going with this? Okay, this is looking good. All right. Okay, I am happy with all of the light parts of that leg and this tiny crotch. So let's do the dark parts. This looked like it was part of the leg, but it's actually a hair. Also, apologies in advance for the amount of clicks that you may hear today. There's going to be a lot of them. Bad Jack says, I'm happy with all size crotches. Well, that's great. You know, you're very you're very open. You love to see it. You love to see people inviting a variety of different crotch sizes to their lives instead of the you know, the typical the typical norm of crotch sizes on robots in our society. Yeah, it's just been too long since we've had these robot crotch beauty standards in America. Don't get me started on robot crotch beauty standards of Japan. They might even be farther behind us. Variety, that's right. It's the spice of life. It's the melange of life. Okay, again, I just realized that I myself am just stalling as much as possible before I have to get to that other leg, because it's awful. God, I keep looking over there. There's so much fucking dust on this card. Do not like. And this, of course, I'm not crazy. I wiped all of these cards down. This just tells you how much dust is on everything. These cards were from a meticulous collector, and I wiped them down before I scanned each one. And that's this much dust. It's like glitter. You cannot get rid of it. You may, and if you looked at these cards, like with your eye, they're fine. You would not see the dust. Maybe the largest flecks. But no, with this, you'll never see it. And thankfully, you'll notice that it's not the glass either. Definitely clean the glass as well. Different cards have different amounts of dust, and it's just embedded in there. Okay. Okay, Bad Jack has a point. What if I just turn off the rulers? Maybe that'll get rid of the flash for now? Let's try it, because that drives me nuts too. Okay, ready? Oh, you know what? That is better. There's still the flash in the lower left and the tiny pixel on the right side. But is that better for you, man? It's certainly better for me. And I don't need to work on these cards with the rulers for a while, so I don't mind having that off. Okay, good. No problem. Yeah, it's annoying as hell when you're working on stuff. I had not even thought of turning the rulers off. You're a genius. Now, if I could just figure out why whatever feature this is that Adobe thought would be smart to make things flash when you click, I would love to turn the whole thing off. But that's where we're at. Okay, we got the foot done. Let's move to the knee. People that don't know Policenauts or Snatcher and don't know me are gonna think that I like listen to easy jazz because of this music. Like, wow, this guy's got his Photoshop soundtrack. He just listens to easy jazz. It's like we're in a coffee shop, but a coffee shop in a movie, not a real one. Is this Gundam? Gundam and jazz? Sir, I think you just brought a new nerdcore band into the fold just now. Alright, thankfully a lot of this over here that looks like dust, a lot of it is detailing. It's not all dust. Gundam and Easy Jazz. Is this a Jaeger? Etc. Without Googling it, you will find out the name of this, I mean, you can't call it a mech suit, can you? I guess you can. It literally is like a mechanical suit. You will find the name out below. They are all named after famous rocket scientists and space people. So, looking, I can tell which one it is. I had forgotten the name of it, but I can tell which one it is by looking at the tops of the letters. Let's see if you could do it. Oh god, space people. I'll just freaking Bad Jack out left and right. There's nothing I can do to make him comfortable today. It's to be expected. Alright, there's a water droplet. Those are annoying. Hey, we're almost done with this leg, everybody. If you were wondering, I also don't talk to myself when I Photoshop. This is new for me. Cool. Luckily, this black is dark enough that as long as I'm not in parts where it shines or has definition, I can just kind of smudge it together and it looks way better without having to worry about losing fine details. Oh man, it is playing all of the easy listening tracks from Policenauts in a row. This is amazing. Oh yeah, we got the sexy sax going. Some of you subscribe for this. God, the music was so amazing for this game, though. Like, they made an anime. They made anime scenes just to do cutscenes. They orchestrated this music. Good old Konami. Good old Konami house band. The Club, of course. And they just made some jams. Even these easy listening jazz songs. Listen to that sax. It does feel good to be getting back to this. Like I said, I switched to audio releases for a while so that I wouldn't go insane finishing this card set out, which has given me much burnout. But it's been a while. This is nice. It's very relaxing. I'm going to be really thankful once we get done with this other leg. The card will be just about complete. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm going to have to touch up every dark area. Oh, just saw a spot on the arm out of the corner of my eye. That could look better. There we go. Sweet. Bad Jack says, I didn't sleep well last night. Without derailing for all this legwork too much, I kind of got a funny story. I plugged my phone in this afternoon, and when I left low battery mode, a bunch of notifications pop up. So as I was clearing them, I found one of them was sound recorder. Paused at 6 a.m. when I'm pretty sure I was asleep. So I recorded what seems to be an opening scene to the new Mario movie with Chris Pratt, and it was kind of nonsense. I kept talking about his shoulder-mounted RPG. Are you serious right now? Is that for real? Because if it is, I really hope you share it in Discord. I would love to hear this pitch. Oh my god, you are being serious. Wow. Okay, that's going to be the high point of my day. Thanks. Wonder how many people I've scared away with this music. Alright, let me take one last look. Okay, that leg is done. Looks pretty damn good. Now we have to move on to the other leg. Let's get the light parts out of the way. Those will be easy. Alright, there's a shadow over here where the dark part bleeds into the light part. It's always fun to figure out where to get a good source to clone from, because you have to bring the light into the light side and the dark into the dark side. And when it meets in the middle, sometimes it's really hard to get a good source that doesn't look smudged. So that's going to be fun. I'll go ahead and get the shadows out of this one. I'll never be able to concentrate. That's looking way cleaner. Been some long days. I'm glad to say that the car purchase went okay. It's got the amount of miles on it that makes it not able to be covered by a warranty, and not able to be covered by loans that go for a long term. So here's really hoping that nothing happens to it, or it just doesn't randomly decide to be a complete lemon, because we'll be screwed. But otherwise it's smooth. And it's the first car I've ever had with Bluetooth. And I cannot tell you how pumped I am to have Bluetooth. Like, I've joined the last century is what it feels like. But it is so nice not to have to deal with crummy aux cords and just to be able to get everything going. And it's got a nice little Dolby sound system, so sounds pretty good too. No matter if it is K-pop or classic game soundtracks, everything sounds crystal clear, and it's really nice. Okay, well, I have stalled enough. Now it's time to start getting to work on the dark parts of this leg. That is the theatrical jam of the year. Now in Policenauts, I feel like I'm back in the Moon Museum. Dun 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 dun. Whoops, made a mistake. Thank God for a massive amount of undo actions. Alright, that part looks okay. Go ahead and do a paranoid save and catch up on chat. Says, oh yeah, is there a skip forward backward on the steering wheel? There is. And volume control. That's something the last car didn't have. You couldn't control the radio, anything from the like steering wheel controls. So this is nice. Also the newest car I've ever had. It is almost 10 years old. And that is very new for me. It's very new. Z says hi. Ray, tell Z I said hi. Give him a good beard tug for me. Moon Museum gives Bad Jack an idea. I love that I know exactly how he thinks. I can just see how he pictured it in his mind and everything. Okay, this little leg gap, I gotta keep coming back to it. Alright, there. Now it's done. It's done, damn it. Alright, let's do this big gear next. It's got some gray parts on it. Don't want them to look too smeared. Of course, after this, I'll be doing like color and contrast edits as well. So even if the blend looks a tad bit sloppy, and that's only because we're zoomed in and we're looking at it, it'll still come out looking nice. There's some more doots. do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ah, thanks for the doots in the chat. We need more doots. God, I love this. This is the ending version. The best doots in the entire franchise. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, all the doots. This is why you're on the Christmas card list, Bad Jack. You got all the doots. You brought enough doots for everyone. You are so generous. That is too many doots. I just realized that this is either a printing error or like a speck of water. I thought it was a detail of the leg, but now that I look at it more, it is no bueno. So I'm getting rid of it. All right. That looks better. Oh, yep, there's another little sprinkle up here. I did not see that before. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Tears of joy? You think somebody wept while they were looking at their trading cards for Policenauts? I about did when I opened the mail that day, let me tell you. You like hardly ever see any of these cards popping up on eBay. And even if you look through Japanese auctions, you might see like a small handful of them that they're selling in a lot, or even some that are individual. But you never see the whole set go up at once. And who knows, it might be a once in a lifetime auction until I resell it. We'll see if we can make our money back on it. But yeah, I hope it makes another Policenauts collector very happy. When it comes down to it, I'll end up not having anything. I just realized that the other day. Since after I scan things, I'll be reselling them, since these were bought by your donations. Even though I've had them in my hands, I won't have any of them. Maybe I'll buy some later down the line. But it was nice to have them temporarily, and the ability to have it all digital and be able to share that with anyone, far better happiness ratio than owning them myself. So definitely easy to come to peace with. But I will miss some of them. Whenever it's time to say goodbye to like this SD Snatcher, for example, it's going to be an emotional day. It really is. Not even trying to make a joke. God, this fucking leg piece is taking forever. And this is why this project has been going on for so long. even even during like not being burnt out at all on it, still just took forever. Now, not all cards are this dusty. This card has issues. This is probably one of the dustier cards that I've had to touch up. So they're not all this bad, but they do all take some time. Oops, messed up there. So again, if anyone has any questions, comments, just wants to talk, light up the chat and I'll check it out. Oh, sorry for the occasional bone snaps, too. I just realized I do that as part of my routine here. When my wrist starts hurting like hell from doing this, give it a little pop. I'm sure it's healthy. You have the same wrist issues? Hey, good job with the fish tanks. You did it, Ray. You did it. This sounds like such a 90s sitcom song. Oh, the leg gear looks okay. Let's move on to the stuff above it. Then I'll work my way down the robo-calves. You can't hear it, but you'll trust me. Okay, good. Maybe to everybody else, they'll think I'm singing just nonsense from my head. Can anyone else hear the music? Can anyone else smell the barbecue one of my neighbors is cooking right now? Oh my god. It smells good. Somebody's smoking out there. And I mean the meats, not the cannabis. Doing big black swaths like this just kind of reminds me of finger painting. I'm just sticking all my fingers in that paint and just smearing it around. That's what I'm doing in these parts. I guess it's a little more technical than that, and I gotta be a little careful, but really it's just about smudging out the obvious dust and leaving the details that are supposed to be there. Okay, well, at least you heard the doots. Even though you don't have any words about my finger painting. Okay, that part looks okay. Oh, you got the doots! Oh. This one isn't too bad. God, I just realized that we might get to the next card on this stream. We might. Been going at this one for a while, haven't we? Stuff takes very long to do. Very long. I'm glad I could show you all the process. You know, I sincerely hope nobody thought I was just dilly-dallying or being lazy by not finishing this. It for real gave me such burnout for a while. Because it is a lot of work. It's not like I'm getting paid. Not even in cheeseburgers. It is a project of passion. Oh, shit. Brought in some of the blue that time. Don't want that. Alright, that looks good. I saw the stinky cheese. Ray says, excuse me, my sub is okay with going to cheeseburger. Borgar. Well, all subs, all PayPal donations, all that stuff goes towards the central pot, not my pockets. Not McDonald's pockets. Not a million places better than McDonald's pockets. So thank you. In fact, looking at the current tip goal, where we're going with that is we're trying to get the MSX version of Metal Gear, since Metal Gear news is popping and Metal Gear prices aren't dropping. So we're trying to get Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 out of the way before they get far too expensive for us to save up for. But we're at 300 and... what is that? Is that a 5? $353 out of what I assume to be an average of about 450 from what I've noticed MSX versions of Metal Gear going for right now. They're also in very short supply. Just as short as picking up like a MSX version of Snatcher or Snatcher 2. Maybe even less so. I think collectors in Japan are really holding on to them. Trying to see if like a new game comes out or something like that. Plus, I mean, what person in Japan isn't in love with Kojima anyway? So prices have been crazy, but I know I can get one for about $450 or less. So that's why the goal is that. Alright, looking good. So now you can see the difference, of course, between like this leg and all of this right here versus all the dusty, dark parts down there. You can really see the difference. That's why we got to take care of it after I save again. Oh, I just noticed there's some parts up here in the belt that I did not do. This is why it'll be good later once I'm all done, to give everything one more once over just to make sure. Even if it takes a whole day to look at everything and maybe make a touch up here and there, it will be so worth it. to know I'll never have to do this again. Okay, Ray says, stupid question. Do you wipe down the scanner? Is it just inevitable that it's this dirty? Okay, so yeah, I was kind of talking about this earlier, but I don't think you were here yet. The scanner is super clean. The scanner is very clean. I wipe it down, get it dry with microfiber, and then shine a bright ass light on it to make sure that there's nothing left. It's just that some of these cards, which are old, of course, I don't want to even think of how old Policenauts is at this point, because I will feel very bad about my age. But not really. But some of the dust in some of these is just embedded. This is after I've also wiped down the cards. But you'll notice that some of them are worse than others. This one in particular is probably one of the worst ones I've done in this entire set. Some of them have zero dust and hairs and scratches and all that. This one is a sumbitch. I have not... I mean, there may have been one or two that I've had to spend this much time on. But when it comes to seeing the dust in the dark parts, this one has been the worst. If we get to another one, it'll probably be completely different. So... I screwed that one all up. So, yeah. It's usually not this bad, and it varies from card to card. Also, like, anytime I've scanned something from a magazine or something that shuts is usually way easier, too. You know, it wasn't sitting out for a long time just collecting dust. Usually people close magazines when they're not in use, so that makes it easier. These just, some of these were sitting out for a while, or stuck in someone's attic, or moved into a Studio Ghibli house and had soot sprites dance on top of them, something like that. But yeah, this card's pretty bad with dust. But I have taken every precaution I could to make it not as bad. And I can't even imagine what it would be like if I hadn't done that. It would suck. Alright, this ankle or whatever is proving to be difficult just by itself. Ray says, as always, appreciate the anti-capitalist ethos. Fantastic. No Scrub Club emote. Ah, that's a good point. I should do that. So one thing I'm doing this winter is I'm going to update everything I've done so far. Because the standards and quality and organization of the way I do things currently way surpasses what I did when I started this project. And parts of that are going to be going to like each service, like Twitch and stuff like that, and maxing out all the stuff it lets me do. Because a lot of this has been fire and forget. I don't have a ton of time to spend on it. So there's lots of bells and whistles that I haven't set up yet. So part of that is probably going to spend like an entire month just on the online stuff. Getting Twitch set up better, making sure there's like follower emotes, and maybe I'll even get the bot to work properly, stuff like that. So lots more emotes coming. If that's what you want to pull out of what I just said, there's gonna be a lot more emotes. I just haven't had time to put a lot of it together, but I'm gonna be feeling real good once I get all the updates done in winter. I'll feel like I'll be hitting the ground running on all of the new stuff, all of the new game testing, all of the new audio releases, certainly all the new scanning stuff. It's going to be really nice, and I'm looking forward to it. Plus, I'll know exactly what to expect since I've already done all the stuff once. You know? Also be updating the website. I'll have a different theme going on here in Twitch. If anyone ends up purchasing the green screen that's on the wish list right now on Amazon. I also have. I don't want to move the camera. You can trust me, but I do have the the stand for the green screen. I actually used it on Halloween to hold up a backdrop. So whenever we get the green screen proper going, that's going to be a big help in the new layout. But we have no rush because the new layout's coming in the winter time, and we're not there yet. But it is nice to have the stand. Thank you, Richard Mogimo, for doing that. It was a big help during Halloween already. It's actually folded across my desk right now, or standing above it, so that whenever I need it, I can just grab it, kind of do a pull-up type of situation, and just set it down behind me. Once I have the green screen on there, I don't know exactly how I'm going to keep it retracted and still hang over my desk, but I'll figure that out when I get to it. I'll cross that canvas when I get to it. Oh, and Bad Jack and Bad Servo, if you end up watching this, the weird chair green screen that we tried out that didn't work. I'm finally remembering to sell that so that I could get your money back on that, because that did not work well. The material was mega cheap, and even though it was the largest size that they had, I had to be really, really close to the camera for it to block out the whole background. It's definitely for a specific size chair and a smaller person that is doing stuff closer to the camera than I am. And even though it was cheap, I'm not going to just let that go by the wayside. So I'm going to make sure to get that money back to you. Bad Jack and Bad Servo, the Bad Brothers, if you will. Ooh, we're working our way down the calf. This is good. I have to start blending a bunch of this crap down here. This is going to be probably the hardest part on the whole card, is this fucking robot calf. Oh, this part sucks. Okay. Oh, what's everybody been playing lately, by the way? Not on the retro front, but I have been playing Forza, which, by the way, it's pronounced Forza. I think that sounds like the way it would be pronounced if someone didn't know how to pronounce it, but it's Forza. Anyway, I've been playing Forza Horizon 5. Oh my god, I love it. I'm not like a lover of racing games all the time. I loved like Project Gotham and Gran Turismo stuff. I've probably learned all that I know about cars from playing these games. But man, Forza 5 or Forza Horizon 5, especially since it's free on Game Pass. Ugh. If you have Game Pass, definitely go grab it. Even if you may not be into cars, you might be surprised. And one of my favorite things to do is find the cars that I used to own, or at least as close as I can find to them, and you know, paint them up and get the body kits and stuff like that I had on them, just so I can collect all my old cars. And I don't know, it's just so neat to drive around in my old cars. Or you know, like my late mom, she had a 95 Corvette, spent basically all her life savings on it, even though it wasn't in the best condition, at least not on the inside. It looked fantastic on the outside. It was her birthday the other day, and one thing I always do is grab a burger on her birthday and starting with Horizon 4, which had the 95 Corvette in it. Take it out for a spin and just think of the memories. And I think like that alone, like the game is fucking incredible for letting me have that experience, because that car is detailed down to the last inch, inside and out. It's uncanny how much they've worked on the cars in that game. And there's just hundreds of them. And this year is the first time they've had my first car, which is a rare car. And I don't know, all things aside, I could tell you like a long story about how we got it and how it was probably illegally smuggled to America, and how it had a Frankenstein sound system. Look, I could go into details. What I can tell you is that it was released here under Ford, and I can't remember what it's called, a Sienna, Sierra, something. In Germany, it was called an Merkur XR4Ti, and that's what I had. I had a Merkur XR4Ti, and I was so surprised to see that in the car list in the game, and it was fairly cheap, so I bought it right away. And I was able to make it look exactly like it. I was able to even make it, manual, like everything that I had in that car, and it is exact. And that geeked me out so much to be able to drive my first car around. And it was such a neat little sports car from Europe that was probably very illegal, and I don't know why we had it. We bought it from somebody's backyard, and they were very hush-hush about it. It had no title. But yeah, it was really cool. And I got to drive it again in Forza, so that makes me happy. But I have my Volkswagen Bus. I have my Volkswagen Rabbit. It's close enough. It's a Trans Am, but I had a 79 Firebird, so I fixed it up as much as I could to look like my Firebird. A Volvo wagon. It's pretty close to the year. My shitty Jeep Cherokee that I spray painted silver from top to bottom. I've got that in the game. It's just so neat collecting. I do the same thing in Grand Theft Auto. I collect all the cars I've ever owned and fix them up, and have a pretty sweet garage full of memories. But you can't beat the level in Forza. Like, it's incredible. Ray's been playing Animal Crossing and Metroid Dread. Oh man, Kato wants to play Metroid Dread so bad. So do I. One of Kato's first games, once he was able to really control a game properly, like when he was old enough, was Super Metroid. He just loved it right away. I knew he would, so I showed it to him, and he just fell in love with it. And I really think he would like Dread too. Bad Jack says, I don't have the cash for a steering wheel right now, but I do want to do the Forza. Been playing Star Citizen. I forgot that was a thing. Star Citizen's still here. That's still in beta, right? Forever and ever. Amen. Cool. Ray is scooting out. Metroid buds for life. Good to see you, Ray, and Z too. Give him 2 more tugs of the beard. I think that'll turn him back into Santa Claus. I think that's the rule. He doesn't want you to know that. But figured it's useful information. So go turn that boy back into Santa Claus and have yourself a wild night if you're into that kind of a thing. Cool. Good seeing you. Thanks for stopping by and watching me endlessly clone pixels. It's kind of unbelievable that you were here the whole time. Whoops. Fuck that all up. Oh my god, you guys, we're almost done with this part of the card. The heart of the card, if you will. You love pixels and questions about pixels? You should work for Google. Somebody's got to answer questions in their forums. And it's not gonna be them. Sorry, personal experience? What pixel are they up to now? Like 6? I had a 2. I thought I was space age. Literally, though, the camera in the 2 was unbeatable. I'd love to have another pixel someday. With all these crazy bills and shit going on, though, it's not gonna be anytime soon. Still paying off this cheapest one they had on Fi. It's gonna be a bit. All right. Oh, I'm so excited to be almost done with this foot. I think if I scroll a little bit, it's going to be the lighter color anyway, and I won't have to go through all of this torture much. So that makes me happy. And I'll be so happy when this is done. Undoubtedly, I'm not honking my own horn here. I'm just speaking specifics. This will be the best scan of the Policenauts card set that will at least currently exist. If anyone can outdo it, please do, because these old Kojima hits deserve to be preserved forever and ever. So whoever can do it the best's gotta do it. But it's exciting to know that people will be able to keep a hold of this and even print them out if they want to. Because you can't be stingy and hold on to the physical copies of everything that's rare forever. It belongs in a museum. It belongs in everybody's personal hard drive museums. Oh my god, almost done with this foot. You know, looking back up at the leg, wow, it looks so much better now. I kind of didn't think that would ever end. I just made that worse. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. You're always getting checked by the mod. Do I need to... Oh, I'm coming back over. See, I can't see the mod when I'm on multi-stream. I just see that I had to add piece of shit. My phone's been a piece of shit since they updated to Android 12. Yeah, the new one's a 6. I definitely won't mind an upgrade whenever that's possible. Maybe at some point late next year. Can't remember how many payments are left on this phone. I just have a... What even is this? It's a Moto G stylus. With a fantastic lock screen. Fantastic. And matching wallpaper. As you can see, that's all that matters in a phone. That's the whole specs that I've talked about. It's got a great lock screen. And wallpaper. Any chance to be a gospel for twice, I'll take it. Look, I'm not even going to pretend that that's not what I do. Yeah, I do think we'll be able to finish this card up before the end of the stream. One freaking card during one stream. That's how long this is taking. Okay, I'm going to save the rest of this for when I can scroll, because I can't really see it too much. Okay, Bad Jack, since you're active in chat, do you want to take a guess at what this robot suit's name is? because we're going to scroll down and we're going to see it. And I'm going to wait for you to tell me the name before I scroll. So let's hear it. I want to see your best robot suit name. God, these songs are killing me. In context, they're so great. Out of context, it's so weird. Edu Brown? It's a fine guess. That's a fine guess. He wasn't a famous spaceman, but he was in the game, of course. All right, let me finish up this ankle here, and then we'll scroll down. The correct answer is the Goddard. Type Goddard. We had a Gagarin. We had an entire section of the Cosmosphere in Kansas named after Goddard. Goddard's lab. That's where you go on field trips and watch actual scientists blow shit up with rocket science. It's pretty rad. Kansas Cosmosphere, by the way. There's not a lot of things to do in Kansas, but if you're ever like in the Wichita or Hutchinson area, the Kansas Cosmosphere is rad. It's got a lot of relics from the space race and all that. I don't know which ones, but I think they have one or two of the actual like Sputniks. You got your moon rocks. They have some rockets in there that the Nazis were developing. They also have, man, talking about the Nazis, here we go. There's a section of it, of course, when it's talking about the Nazis / Germany building rockets and planes. And when you first step into the exhibit, it's just a giant swastika. It's huge, looming, feels just absolutely like it's going to crush you. And then it's pretty neat because the whole museum is set up in a way where you walk through like the time period from start to finish of you know, the beginnings of rocket technology, the space race, and all that stuff. So you walk in and go through it in timeline order, and it's really cool. Super cool. So I recommend it. There's not much else in Kansas to do, so you can also eat astronaut ice cream, and I don't think you ever want to blow your chance to eat astronaut ice cream or freeze-dried strawberries. Bad Jack getting me with how I was talking to myself in my head with the huge swastika. It's pretty neat. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to bring up, but if you go to it, you won't be surprised by the giant looming swastika that starts off the entire museum. So, because I mean, you know, you are in Kansas. Kansas is a little behind the times, a little prejudiced, so you may just start expecting that you're going to need to start throwing fisticuffs, and you've somehow entered into the movie Green Room without knowing it. But no, it's just the beginning of the exhibits. It's history, man. Bad Jack says, I went to Kansas City, Missouri once for sprint break. It was terrible. I know you meant spring break, but I mean, Sprint is awful as well. Is Sprint still a service? Or did they get bought up by like T-Mobile? Yeah. Kansas City, Missouri, of course, is in Missouri and not Kansas. Whenever you hear people talk about Kansas City, there is a Kansas City, Kansas, but it is an awful place. It is, it's rough. The government and lots of its people have left it behind. It's basically the waste byproduct of Kansas City, Missouri, across the border. I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just saying it's in dire straits. Every time I've been to Kansas City, Kansas, it's been rough. And I know folks from there who have survived through it or are currently surviving through it. So, not talking shit. I'm just trying to say it's a desperate place. Parts of it could honestly be compared to parts of Detroit. So, just something to think about when you hear Kansas City. People are talking about Missouri, not the Kansas version that's right across the way. By the way, I forgot to do this knee. I don't know how I forgot it. Maybe because it's not too bad. But I'm going back up and fixing that up now. But it has the name Kansas in it. I know. And it's not a place for sprint break. Yes. You are correct. Only good places for sprint break. Still jamming to that Policenauts MIDI magic. Dun, 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 dun. This is the Doot Doots, but it's in fancy live band form. I can't believe I forgot this knee. I was so ready to get this wrapped up. Dun, 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 dun. Big props to all you lurkers who I see are still logging in and watching. You haven't said anything, but you're just watching me click. Many props to you. Still aiming to get this done before we leave today. Guitar solo. By the way, this is the Policenauts FN album, which had a lot of the themes and like it's like a rock band covering them. It's delicious. Of course, all of these even live music albums, live recordings, I should say, will be included eventually in the preservation efforts. So you will have access to all these Doots and high quality rock versions of Doots very soon. And this really is a dope album. Alright, that looks good. Do the top of this thing. It's not too bad. Okay. Whoops. Smeared it. Alright. The knee looks good now. Maybe one more thing up here. Okay, knee is good. I did the other knee, just making sure. Okay, the legs are done now. The legs look great. Just checking out the body. Actually, a couple of these pixels could be better. Shading on this leg's a little weird. Hold on, I've screwed that all up. There we go. Okay. So now we just have to do the lettering, which you can see you got hairs here, you got threads of something. Red thread. Let's clean up these letters. This is more FN. This album's so good. Cool. Letters are good. Now let's do this background and we'll be done. Badjack says, click, click, click. I don't think about it before, but would a Wacom tablet make it any easier? Honestly, probably. But I'd also have to learn how to use one, and I'd have to afford one. So I have been used to touching things up like this with a mouse for my entire life. So I'd probably just stick with this anyway. But oh yeah, Wacom tablet in the hands of a professional would be banging. Would be very good. All right, let's get this corner. All right, left side's done. Down the middle doesn't look too bad. All right, let's start up here. It's looking good. There's not a lot here. A little bit of magenta down here. Didn't see that mark. All right, that's it. Just this lower right-hand corner. That's it, and that's all. Give it one more look over. Yep, that looks good. So as I said, I already did the first third of this before we even came on, and it took this long to do the other parts. But here we go. Card number 73 complete. The front of card 73 complete. Looks good. And of course, it'll need more fine-tuning than this, but I just want to apply this just for the hell of it to see what it looks like. That's closer to what the card looks like. You'll see that the darks got a lot darker. It's a lot more, or a lot less yellow. So I can't just automatically change these. I wish I could. The color is off on almost all of them when I do. But it'll look closer to this in the end. And that is a gorgeous looking Policenauts trading card. For now, I'm just going to save it like this. And we'll come back to it. We'll come back to the second side later.
Dad, are you streaming while scanning?
Yeah, I'm fixing up a card. You want to say hi?
Hello.
Come on in.
Nope.
Nope. Well, Kato said hello.
I'm making some yummy soup.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Delicious. I will be right down.
Okay. Good job, scan. That looks beautiful.
Thank you.
I really like mine.
Well, yeah, of course. Any type of big robots. Yep, looks good. So I'm going to save that. And let's head back to the chat. Yes, the mic is still on. I'm still streaming. Oh god, my face is pink. Hold on.
Your face is very pink.
Got so pink. I don't know why chat isn't loading. That's so annoying. Why is that a thing? Alright, let me kill the music now because we probably have 2 tracks going at once. Not today. Just Photoshop stuff.
I never see you record your work.
That's the first time I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. Oh, now I can see you.
Nope.
I saw you just a little bit.
Nope. Nope. Nothing there. Nothing here.
Why isn't the chat working? That's so weird. Chat via browser source. Why no work? Well, I guess I'll have to figure that out later. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Even you lurkers out there. I mean, you can't see the chat, but Bad Jack was very active in it and did like the last 68 messages. So thanks for keeping the chat alive, Bad Jack. El Hussein, thanks for the like. J-Mac, thanks for coming in and hosting. Always. Oh, Bad Jack says, I just got this Streamlabs downstream virus that eats your chat. Is that something that only came out after all the drama of them plagiarizing everything? Anyway, with that, I will leave you. Thank you for hanging out and just chilling while we did some Photoshop stuff. That was pretty fun. And now you get to see a little bit of how much work I put into scans to make sure they are the best that we can do, because they deserve it. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully on Sunday we'll be streaming again. Bye, everybody.